Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. My hair's mad again. It needs trimming again, doesn't it? Look, need to get me trimmer out. Whatever. And my beard needs trimming as well. It's starting to curl again. If I turn around, it's in my curl. Anyway, whatever. Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. Something to my microphone. Right. I'm back with my midweek news live stream. Wingrace is in the chat already. Wars Trek and Who just needs some gate. There could be some Stargate news later on this week or maybe next week. Trek Jay over at Trek says he's got a scoop. It says there could be some news coming about new Stargate, but I've not seen anything, in the press, in the articles or anything like that about it. So we'll have to wait and see. And I think Popcast guys, I think they're covering it on Thursday in their live stream on Popcast, The Popcast, and Popcast Unleashed. Subscribe to both. There. Archmage Frey, that mysterious man from Twitch. You can't prove I'm not Don Knotts. I have no idea who Don Knotts is. I've heard him mentioned a bazillion times by Americans, but I have no idea who he is. Anyway, welcome to Twitch, Archmage Frey, because that's where we're live. We're live on YouTube, and we're live on Rumble. Let me just check and make sure. Hope that we are. Oh, I've got to refresh. You got to refresh Rumble. It's dead pernickety, Rumble. There we go. We're live on Rumble and we're live on Twitch because Archmage Frey's there. Right. So we've got some news stories. But before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. As I said, we're live on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. And later on, I'll be uploading it to that other one. Spotify, Amazon Music Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. I'm also on Facebook, X, and Instagram. So you can find me on there. Links for all that's in the description, as are the links. Oh, dear. Put me 2 books, Silent Predator, a short horror novella about big cats eating people in North Yorkshire, and Mercury Rapids, a light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs, alien abductions, and aliens invading Earth, and stuff. The moon and comets, and got everything. Sorry, I'm just faffing. Moving things about for later. That's this week's Friday night appointment with Thea. It's another one I've not advertised yet, but that's coming up. Anyway, right. Don Knotts, right. He's famous for the Andy Griffith Show. Something else we don't see over here. I would personally recommend you watch The Ghost of Mr. Chicken for my favourite movie of his. Okay. If it's on YouTube, I will look it up. That's it. I've heard the name. You hear it all the time. Because, we're always in about I Love Lucy and stuff like that. And I don't think that were ever shown over here. And what's the other one? Gilligan's Island. I don't think that were ever shown over here. But obviously, we're aware of these things, but never seen them. Anyway, or maybe I just have a sheltered upbringing. Right, let's get into this news. Just let me full screen this baby. If you're not aware, or maybe you are, Ahsoka, Star Wars Ahsoka, finished its first season today on Disney Plus, and my review's up. It's not very good. It started off well. I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I thought they were really good. I give them good scores. I think I give them 8 out of 10. I think something like that. But as the season's gone on, the scores have kind of gradually gone down. I think it went up a bit for the Anakin episode, but it's just gone down all the way, and just not very good. Anyway, that's up on the channel, so you can give that a watch. I swear in it. Don't often swear, do I? But I do. I swear in that one, and I wear a cowboy hat as well, because I think I'm Dave Filoni. Right. Anyway, did you watch Family Guy? They make fun of him a lot. That's probably where I've heard it. Yes, I did watch. I haven't seen all of Family Guy, but I did when it first started. I used to watch that a lot. That's on Disney Plus as well now. You get Disney Plus and Family Guy and The Simpsons are all on Disney Plus over here. Anyway, that's my impression of Peter. Right, let's get on with this news. Make myself titchy. There we go. Hey, Where are we? Right. Speaking of Ahsoka, there we go. Opinion. There's the late Ray Stevenson. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't watched Ahsoka yet. I know Wingrace hasn't. Are you bothered about spoilers? Well, you're getting them anyway. Ray Stevenson's character, Balin Skull, doesn't die in season 1 of Ahsoka. So they've kind of painted themselves into a corner now because Ray Stevenson passed away, didn't he? Not that long ago. So I wonder what they'll do. Will he be recast? Or will they just write him out of it off screen? Is he going to die? Or, as I suggested in my review, will he have some sort of fight with somebody where they'll use him in one scene and deep fake him? Pardon me. And then he'll get some facial injury. So he has to wear a mask for the rest of the season. I don't know. But they could recast him. I was thinking of like Craig Fairbrass, but he hasn't got the voice. He's got the build because he's a big fella. Who was most recently been seen in One Piece. He plays a cook who used to be a pirate in One Piece. But if you're into Stargate, he were in that. One episode, he played a baddie Jafar that Teal'c killed. Called, I forgot to call it, Arcad or something. That was Craig Fairbrass. He's not the best actor in the world. Or he wasn't back then. Maybe he's improved. Or I was thinking George Clooney. I saw a photo of George Clooney today on Twitch. Not Twitch, X. And it looks very, very much like Ray Stevenson, with his grey hair and beard. So I thought, would George Clooney lower himself to be in Disney Star Wars? No. Anyway, let's get on with this article. Opinion: Ahsoka finale has left me with an empty feeling of if only, says Paul Fogarty. Ahsoka has come to an end following its 8th episode, but despite the action-packed events of the finale, yes, there's lots of action in Ahsoka, but it all comes down to naught. Kind of looks like Joaquin Phoenix with the beard too. Yes. I don't think he'd lower himself to be in Disney Star Wars either. They'll find somebody. There'll be some plan. Well, you'd think so anyway. Where were we? Action-packed event of the finale. The episode felt overshadowed by the tragic death of Ray Stevenson. Warning! Spoilers ahead for Ahsoka episode 8. I wish I had an alarm thing. Have I got one? Hang on, let's have a look. Is there like a warning alarm thing? No, there isn't. Oh, poo. I've got some audience clapping. Gosh, but I haven't got an alarm. I'll have to remedy that and put an alarm noise in. Anyway, where were we? Warning, spoilers ahead. Right, after 8 rip-roaring episodes, the first 2 were pretty rip-roaring, but as after that, it kind of went downhill. Episodes that have provided fans with some of the best Jedi-focused Star Wars content of any of the Disney Plus shows. Ahsoka has come to a thrilling conclusion. I thought he didn't like it. Did he start writing this before he watched the episode? I don't know. Yes, read alert. Read alert. All right, my favourite is the red alert on the Excelsior in Star Trek 3. Red alert. Anyway, whatever. And while the finale was another superb installment, this writer, Paul Fogarty, couldn't help feeling a tinge of sadness throughout the episode. Ever since the first teaser for Ahsoka was released at Star Wars Celebration earlier. Good heavens, I didn't sleep well last night. I had an early night. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent again. I had an early night because my eye were hurting for some reason. It was stinging, my left eye. Don't know why. And I thought, I'll have an early night. So I went to bed at about 10 o'clock. Aidan came in to my room. What are you doing in bed so early? I said, I'm tired, Aidan. Anyway, I couldn't get to sleep. So I was watching, I can't remember what I was watching. I watched some on YouTube. And then I think I watched some X-Files. And I started nodding off, as you do, as you're watching telly. I'm nodding off. So I thought I'll turn everything off. And by this time, it was about midnight. So I turned everything off. I think it was just before midnight. So I turned everything off and settled down to sleep. Then Aidan came in again. He's always interrupting me. And trying to get to sleep. I couldn't get to sleep. lying there for ages, well over an hour, just wide awake. So eventually I sat back up again and put the TV back on and watched some late night TV. Talking Pictures TV in the UK, they play a lot of old films. And they do a thing on some nights where I think called the Cellar Club, starring Carolyn Munro of many films fame, Star Crash, and amongst others. She introduces some old films, and there were Straight Jacket, a William Castle film, which is excellent. And then another one called, I can't remember, but that were rubbish. But it had boobies in it, so. So I started watching that and eventually got tired again and finally went to sleep. And by this time, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. Then I were up again at 8. So, whatever. Right. Anyway, I forgot where I was now. We'll start again. Ever since the first teaser for Ahsoka was released, I'm going to yawn again. Must be this sentence. It must be this sentence that bores me. Let me have something with some caffeine in it. Dear. Try again. Ever since the first teaser for Ahsoka was released at Star Wars Celebration earlier in 2023, Ray Stevenson's Balen Skull has arguably been the most intriguing element of the series, as he is a former Jedi Knight turned mercenary and is unafraid of delving into the dark side. The best part of the season. Ray Stevenson, even though in this last episode he doesn't do anything. He appears in a scene from Lord of the Rings. That's what he does, and he doesn't have any lines. Anyway, throughout the series itself, Balen has continued to enthrall fans who have yearned to learn more about his past and his mysterious plans for the future, which have been hinted at in recent episodes. However, the death of Ray Stevenson, the actor who played Balen's Skull with such passion and poise, overshadows the otherwise excellent final episode of the Ahsoka series, as the episode signals the last time we'll get to see the late great actor embody one of the most fascinating characters the Star Wars franchise has seen in years. What makes the loss of Ray Stevenson even more heart-wrenching is the fact that he never got to witness the adoration he's received since the series came out, and that Ahsoka creator Dave Filoni clearly had big plans for Balen's Skull, which may now never come to fruition. They'll think of something. Did he die before they technically finished filming and they had to scramble around it? No, I think it was finished. I think it's been finished for ages. He died not long before, it was aired, wasn't it? So, yeah, I don't think they had to do any workarounds to cover his death. But I thought they might have done something, done a reshoot or something, maybe to show him die, but they didn't. So they must have a plan. They must have a plan for what it was going to happen to him. Following his introduction in episode 1, alongside his apprentice Shin Hati, or as someone described on a YouTube feed today, I think we're on Nerdrotic, a super chat described her as Alice from Batwoman. I wish she does. She does look a lot like Shin Hati. Balen's Skull has always seemed to have some kind of ulterior motive for working with his Imperial employers, one that he has kept incredibly close to his chest. As the episodes have progressed, it has slowly become clear that Balen has his own path to follow on the distant planet of Peridia. Well, I forgot that's what the planet were called that they were on. Which results in him parting ways with his apprentice to seek out a mysterious presence that has been calling to him. In the fact, well, that's according to him. I never noticed anything that were calling to him, but apparently it is. In the final moments of Ahsoka's 8th episode, more details of that mysterious presence are teased, as Balen is seen standing on a statue of the Father, one of the 3 mystical Mortis gods. This is the Lord of the Rings ripoff. The scene is an obvious hint that Dave Filoni has some huge ideas for Balen Skull's journey in future Star Wars projects, but tragically, Ray Stevenson won't be a part of them. And that's a still. He's standing on it's like he's got his hand outstretched like that or like that, whatever. And he's standing on the hand, in the Lord of the Rings style. While Ray Stevenson is undeniably a huge loss for the Star Wars franchise, it's not impossible for Balin's story to continue with him. The character could always be recast, with another actor coming in to play him. In fact, some Ahsoka fans have already touted the idea of having Liev Schreiber take on the role. Another possible way for Balin's story to continue could be to follow the remainder of his journey in potential novels or comics. Well, that'd be a bit rubbish, wouldn't it? This would also mean that Ray Stevenson won't have to be recast. Of course, writer Dave Filoni could potentially kill Balin Skull off screen or write him out entirely, but this could feel like a huge waste of potential for the character. Anything's possible with Disney Star Wars and modern Hollywood screenwriting. Bob, making me burp. So they could do anything, couldn't they? The sensible thing, I think, would be just to recast him and just not mention it. Although sometimes when they do recast people, the person that they recast is so unlike the person they're replacing, it sometimes beggars belief. For instance, Elizabeth Weir in Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis. But she was originally Stargate SG-1. She was in the final episodes of, I can't remember, is it season 7? I can't remember. A blonde-haired character who takes over the Stargate command because General Hammond's moving on, so she takes over. Then when we see her in the first episode of the next season, she's been recast as Tori what's her face takes over, and she's got dark hair. But anyway, it's season 7, is it? Yeah. And like I say, she looks nothing like the previous. She's had a head transplant, and I'm thinking, and they never even mentioned it. Nobody ever came in and said to her, "Oh, you've changed your hair." That they covered it for me, but they never did. But that's what they could do with this: just recast him and not mention it. Higginson, that's it. Tori Higginson. You know what I'm like with names. I've met her as well, and she's lovely. She loved my accent. Oh dear. Where were we? Anyway, there is also the likely controversial option of continuing Balin Skull's story by recreating Ray Stevenson's likeness using CGI and an AI-created voice. That'd be going a bit far, though, for a one-season character. It's not as if he's like Princess Leia or Han Solo or all like that, is it? Anyway, I'm speaking, in character terms, not in, the prestige of the actor. Similar to how The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett brought back Luke Skywalker. However, there are endless ethical concerns surrounding this approach that make it unlikely. Don't know why I said it like that. Especially given how recently the beloved actor passed away. Oh, that's it. Oh, right. That's all they're saying about it. Oh, right. Fair enough. But I think they'll recast. I don't know about Liev Schreiber. I don't see him. Get George Clooney in. I've got a picture of George Clooney. Just bear with me. Bear with me. I'll just remove that. I'll find this picture of George Clooney. Whoever put the bugger. I'll have to get out of full screen. We're live. Who cares? Where's this picture of George Clooney I saw? Oh no, we're on my phone. We're on my phone. I'll have to find it now. I put it on my Twitter. I keep calling it Twitch. I put it on my Twitter, on my X. Hello, Josh Temple's here. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Oh, I can do that again, can't I? Hang on, where is it? Where is it? Welcome to my show. Anyway, whatever. Where were we? Oh, we're looking at this picture of George Clooney, want to? Right, bear with me. There we go. There we go. Because I shared this on Twitch. Full screen. I'll share that again. There we go. It looks just like Balin Skull, doesn't it, as George Clooney? And I put in my thing, could hashtag George Clooney play Balin Skull in season 2 of Ahsoka? More to the point, would he lower himself to Disney Star Wars level? Probably not. Probably not. But it does have the look, doesn't it? It'll probably be too expensive, wouldn't it? Just give me some coffee, it'd be fine. Anyway. Any road up. Right. Where were we? That's it, isn't it? That was it for that article. So there you go. So we'll move on to the next one. Bit of Doctor Who next. Doctor Who. Yes, maybe if they promise him his own movie. They couldn't they? Either starring in it or directing it, or directing and starring in it. That'd be interesting. A George Clooney Star Wars film. Can't be worse than his George Clooney Batman film, can it? Oh dear. Right, next article. Here we go. Ncuti Gatwa was spotted filming Doctor Who Christmas special in a kilt. And there he is. Ncuti Gatwa has been spotted filming scenes for the 2023 Doctor Who Christmas special wearing a kilt. Living a bit late, aren't they? Doctor Who, is this new? Yes, 10 hours ago. They thought they'd had this in the can ages ago, wouldn't you? Thought so. It's October, for Christ's sake. Anyway, the Doctor Who night shoot drew fans in as setup began early on St Mary Street in Cardiff. Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, there's the is there a Christmas special? There must be, yeah, because it's coming back in November, isn't it, for the 60th anniversary, the David Tennant ones. Yeah, and then he's gonna. I think the three specials, the 60th anniversary ones. I think Tennant's gonna then regenerate into Ncuti Gatwa, isn't he? So then there'll be the Christmas special. Then I think. Anyway. Anyway, right. So sorry. So I was reading the chat there. So, but I think that Josh is talking to Win Grace behind the scenes. Anyway, right. So prior to Gatwa's appearance, the Twitter X account that provides Doctor Who filming location news theorised the filming was for additional Christmas 2023 pickups, and he would be surprised if the star wasn't present for the shoot. The superfan originally posted pictures of Gatwa with the caption, "Ncuti is here in the skirt costume." Fans were quick to respond that he was wearing a kilt, and the account posted a correction. Oh, there we go. There's there he is, in a kilt. So are they supposed to be in Scotland then? Probably. Because he's, obviously, Ncuti Gatwa is Scottish, isn't he? Scottish Rwandan or something, isn't he? Oh, there we go. One clip shows the Rwandan Scottish actor emerging from a giant inflatable snowman's head, whilst, I hate that word, whilst, while another has him walking away from a police officer. Right, okay. Ncuti punching his way up the giant snowman head that's landed on him. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? This Christmas special. There's a bit of a video there. Ncuti giving it the sass walk away from a police officer in scene. Oh, it's a video, isn't it? Anyway. I love my kilts. Never worn a kilt. Because I'm not W. Axl Rose. He liked kilts, didn't he? Oh, yes, you had your emergency broadcast today, didn't you? Your emergency signal thing. We did ours. We did one here in the UK a few months ago. Scared the life out of me. Wonder what the bloody hell were going on. Only, because it just happened. I knew it were coming, but I didn't know at what time, and it just, my phone went mental for a minute. Anyway. The sex education star is set to take on the role of the Time Lord, previously filled by David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and Jodie Whittaker. You forgot about Christopher Eccleston, obviously, and all the others before. He has lived in both Edinburgh and Dunfermline, going to Boroughmuir High School and Dunfermline High before studying acting at Glasgow's Royal Conservatoire. Conservatoire. The sex education star, they keep saying that, don't they? Is set to take over as the Time Lord after the three specials alongside Coronation Street star. Coronation Street is a popular soap opera in the UK. Actress, Millie Gibson who is playing the Doctor's companion. Are you ready? Ruby Sunday. Gatwa's first episode will air over the festive period, with 19-year-old Gibson becoming the youngest companion in the show's history. Is that true? Must be. I'm sure I've seen younger. Well, if you're not counting the Peter Cushing films, because he had a kid with him, didn't he? His granddaughter was actually a child, wasn't she? Anyway, Josh says he's got three kilts. He's 3/4 Scottish and 1/4 Spanish. So proud to be a Scotsman. Oh, very good. Very good. I'm a 1/4 Scottish. I think my granddad was Scottish. I think. I never met him, so I don't know. He died when I was very, very young, so I never met him. Wingers said, just watched a video of shows with bad seasons. They included the Eccleston season of Who Has Won. I was, in the word, livid. No, but good one. He was good with Christopher Eccleston. I think people are angry because he just did one season, didn't he? And it's not spoken very kindly, has he? But he's a bit of a knobhead, isn't he, Christopher Eccleston? But he was good as the Doctor. He was good as the Doctor. Bad first seasons. Oh, right, I see what you mean. See what you mean. But it were good. It were good with Christopher Eccleston's season. Anyway, I forgot what I want now. The latest revamp of the series sees It's a Sin writer Russell T Davies return as showrunner, the man behind the 2005 revival of the long-running BBC show, succeeding Chris Chibnall, boo, who introduced Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor. She was rubbish. She was rubbish. Although I don't mind Jodie Whittaker. She was good in Attack the Block, but she was just not good as the Doctor, in my opinion. Reflecting on the show's recent trailer, Davis said, "This is just the start as fever starts to burn. We're heading for a November full of Doctor Who surprises for fans and new viewers alike. Stay alert." Doctor Who will air on the BBC in the UK and Ireland in November, while streaming platform Disney Plus will show episodes to audiences elsewhere. One comment. Oh, no, this one comment is. What's the comment? His kilt does look a wee bit short, says John Calderwood. Does it? I don't know. They're supposed to go to just below the knee, I think, aren't they? Is that right? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, I wonder if he's wearing anything under it. Devils in skirts and all that. That's a Carry On Up the Khyber reference. So there we go. So that's interesting. So they're doing some pickups for the Christmas special with a giant inflatable snowman. Can't imagine what's going on there. Right, let's move on. Hang on, where are we? Bit of Loki next. I'm sure I'm going senile. I'm forgetting which buttons to press. Tell you, I'm bloody hopeless. Right, Loki producer. Hang on. Yes, just below the knees and at the belly button. Okie dokie. That's I've never worn a kilt. Never worn a kilt. Or a sporran, for that matter. Not on the hips. Oh. Okie dokie. I'll take your word for it, Josh. I have no idea. Right. So now we all know how to wear our kilts, thanks to Josh. I'm going to go out and buy one now. I bet they sell them on Amazon. Anyway. So I wonder what my granddad's name was Gibson. So I wonder if there's a Gibson tartan knocking about. I'll have to research that, won't I? In fact, I'll do it now. Sod it. Is there a Gibson tartan? Yes, there is. Clan Gibson, 73 tartan products, it says. Well, who'd have thunk it? One Gibson family tartan designs. So there we go. That's the Gibson tartan. Hang on, I'll share that with you. I didn't think there'd be one. Oh dear. So hang on, I'm doing this wrong, aren't I? I forgot to get rid of that. Hang on, I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh dear. So here we go. Now let's put that full screen again. There we go. That's the Gibson tartan. My granddad was Gibson. That was his name. So there we go. So I could wear that, couldn't I? Hope to one day bag a mountain lion hunting to make a custom sporran. Well, it'd be unique. I can't, I don't think there'd be many sporrans with the mountain lion heads. Wow, this stream is full of character development. Yeah, backstory. Dear. I hope you don't bag a mountain lion, because just let it keep its fur and head. Befriend it and carry it put it on the lead. Anyway, our temple says he's in Kennedy and Agnew. All right. The clans, I'm presuming. There we go. Clan Gibson. I didn't even think there would be one. I was just, curious. Just curious. So there we go. So that's my tartan. Have we got a crest? Here we go. The crests of Clan Gibson. There's lots of them. I don't know which one would be mine, because I don't know where my granddad was from. I don't know anything about him. I don't even know his first name. No, don't know his first name. Anyway, that's enough of that. Right, we'll carry on where we were before. Right. We were doing Loki, weren't we? We were doing Loki before I got sidetracked. Like all things Scottish. Oh, it is full screen. Right. Loki producer explains why Jonathan Major's arrest didn't impact season 2. It felt hasty to do anything without knowing how all of this plays out. Because remember, he's got into trouble, hasn't Jonathan Majors? But anyway, the second installment of hit Disney Plus series Loki. Yes, it was a hit, but that didn't mean it was good. It was terrible, to be honest. Anyway, Wingray says if his name was William, maybe he wrote some really dense cyberpunk. That rings a bell. That it might have actually been. I don't know. My son will know. Aidan will know, because he gets all this information and he retains it. But I'm not asking him. It could have been William, actually. I'm sure I've heard that mentioned before. Anyway, whatever. Right. The second installment of hit Disney Plus series Loki is set to air in a matter of days. I think is it Thursday or Friday? I can't remember. And it's gearing up to be an exciting return for the God of Mischief after the season 1 finale. Season 1 were rubbish. It were awful. It was terrible. Anyway, among the cast of returning faces, which is led by Tom Hiddleston, actor Jonathan Majors will also be reprising his role as variant of Kang the Conqueror, appearing in season 2 as scientist Victor Timely. And I've heard he's not very good, because a lot of it's only 6 episodes, and a lot of critics and reviewers, and not me, have been sent the first 4 episodes to review, and it's not exactly got glowing reviews, and neither has Jonathan Majors, apparently. Anyway, Majors was arrested earlier this year in March and was subsequently charged with assault and harassment following an alleged altercation with a woman in a New York apartment. A representative for Majors denied the allegations. He's done nothing wrong, Majors' spokesperson said in a statement to Variety. We look forward to clearing his name and clearing this up. Excuse me. Wingray says, I expected Loki to be Doctor Who meets Sliders. And it was almost all sitting around 2 rooms. Yeah, pretty much. And Loki getting kneed in the groin repeatedly. Yeah, it was rubbish. Because the trailers, it was showing him like traveling through time and doing all this amazing stuff and being that fella whose name I forgot that had all that money and jumped out of a plane. Him. They were all that, weren't they? They made it out to be, they were going to be super exciting, and it wasn't. But it ended up being not about Loki, but about Sylvie, who somehow was a Loki variant. Somehow. I don't know how they worked that out, but anyway. Forgot where I was now. Speaking about whether Major's arrest impacted the production of Loki season 2 at all, executive producer Kevin Wright said in an interview with Variety, "No, this is maybe, not maybe, this is the first Marvel series to never have any additional photography." Don't believe that. everything has at least pickups, and that's classed as additional, isn't it? Got to have. Anyway, Josh says, I hope they just don't destroy Loki for me. They've already done that. Season 1. The story that, because the Loki that were in season 1 should have been the bad Loki. The one from just after the first Avengers film, where he were in custody. It were him, wasn't it? He were bad, he were evil. Remember in the Avengers film, he ripped a fella's eye out to get into through a door or whatever. You know, he were evil, wasn't he? And then suddenly they just showed him a bit, spoilers, by the way. They showed him a video of, all the stuff that the other Loki had done. The one that were killed by what's his face? The Titan fella, Thanos. They showed him a video of his life, and suddenly he became a reformed person. God, stupid. Well, at least the Loki in the show is technically not the Loki from the films. Well, he's the Loki from, as I said, from the Avengers film, innit? Because that's what happened, didn't it? He escaped, didn't he? At the end of Avengers Endgame. It's him. It is him, isn't it? I think it is him. Anyway, whatever. The story that is on screen is the story we set out to make. We went out there with a very specific idea of what we wanted this to be, and we found a way to tell it in that production period. It's very much what's on screen on Disney Plus. And there's Jonathan Majors as Kang. I've still not watched Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Still not watched that. Anyway, seeing as Marvel usually does additional photography on all of its titles, Wright was also asked about whether there was any conversation about making changes to the show. He said, no, and that mainly came from, I know as much as you do at the moment. It felt hasty to do anything without knowing how all of this plays out. Major's trial is set to begin on 25th of October after some delays. As for who else is set to star in the upcoming season of Loki, new additions include Game of Thrones' Kate Dickie, who's a lovely person. I met her at a convention, got her autograph. My son knows her from, I know she's been in Game of Thrones, but she's also been in Star Wars, The Last Jedi. But she's also in The Witch, The Witch, that film. And me and my son went to see that, the pictures, and he loves that film. But I think it's because of, what's her face? Her with the massive eyes. He's a fan of hers. But Kate Dickie were in that. And he went up to her and I said to him, ask for her autograph and say, wilt thou giveth me thine autograph? And he did. And she were taken with him. But anyway. Kate Dickie, Silent Witnesses, Liz Carr, and Everything Everywhere, all at one star. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Ki Hai Kwan, I don't know how to pronounce it. As new TVA employee, Ouroboros. I forgot what that stands for. Time Variance Authority. Is that what it stands for? Something like that, isn't it? A number of Loki Season 1 cast are set to reprise their roles alongside Hiddleston and Majors, including Sophia DiMartino as Sylvie and Gugu Mbatha Raw, apologies, as Ravonna Renslayer. I have no memory of who that is. I can't remember them from Season 1. And don't forget what's his face is back, isn't it? Owen Wilson's back as Morbius. Sure he is. According to the synopsis for the new series, Season 2 picks up in the aftermath of the shocking season finale when Loki finds himself in a battle for the soul of the Time Variance Authority. Was she the boss lady? Oh, right, she was the boss lady. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to say something. I forgot it. Well, they kind of forgot, didn't they? At the end of Season 1, time sort of unravelled, didn't it? Everything started branching off and everything, and they kind of got it mixed up with, I don't know, it's all confusing. This multiverse stuff. Is that because of this? What happened at the end of Loki? Or is it because of Doctor Strange's spell in Spider-Man No Way Home? I'm confused. I don't know. Or is it a bit of both? Don't know. Along with Mobius, Hunter B-15, and a team of new and returning characters, Loki navigates an ever-expanding and increasingly dangerous multiverse in search of Sylvie, Judge Renslayer, Miss Minutes, and the truth of what it means to possess free will and glorious purpose. Oh, that's it. There we go. Yeah. I'll watch it, but I've got low expectations, which means it might be really good. But I don't think so. I don't think so. And it's not getting glowing reviews, and it's only 6 episodes, I think. I'm sure I've seen somebody say it's only 6 episodes, and they've already handed out 4 episodes to reviewers, but not this one. I don't even know how you get reviews. Do I have to send an email or something to Disney? Say, please send me copies of your stuff for me to review. I'll be nice. Is that what I've got to do? I think the spell from Doctor Strange was allowed to work because the multiverse was unlocked in Loki, or at least how I view it. Well, that sounds fair enough. Still convoluted, isn't it? Anyway, let's move on. What's next? I've got half of these articles that I've dug out. Oh, dear. All right, here we go. Bit of bounding into comics next, so it could get spicy. So John F. Trent has been laying off the religious talk recently, hasn't he? I wonder if he's fed up of people taking the mickey. After definitively stating the DCU starts with Creature Commandos, James Gunn declares Peacemaker Season 2 will address the new DCU continuity. Anyway, they should have sent it to you at that old Yorks. Yes, they should have. I don't even know how to get stuff like that. I think, do they send codes or like addresses, like a code and a URL and a code? Is that what they do? Is it all like locked away in the dark web? Probably. I don't know. Anyway, back to this. DC Studio CEO James Gunn recently confirmed that the upcoming second season of Peacemaker, I really liked season 1. I thought it was excellent. I really did. Will address the new DCU continuity that is expected to begin with Creature Commandos. I've never heard of them. I'm not a big comics person, so I don't know who they are. And there's where they're doing the dance and peace. I really enjoyed Peacemaker. It were great. Great fun. Gunn has fielded a number of questions on Threads lately. Threads is the Instagram version of X, in it, which I've not got, and I don't know many who have. What was that one that Zack Snyder were right into? I can't remember. Vero or something like that. Is it that one, or is that another one? Like another social media platform that nobody uses. Is Snapchat still a thing? I remember that for a while. But stop using it. Do people still use Snapchat? I've no idea. Has that gone the way of MySpace? God knows. Where were we? The Creature Commandos are incredibly obscure, even to comic fans. Fair enough. When I see Creature Commandos, I always think of Creature Comforts. You know, those Aardman animation things. You know, with animals talking about human things. You know. I always think of that. Wingrace says, yeah, Snapchat is pretty popular with kids still. Is it? All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not a kid. Not externally, anyway. Where were I? I forgot what I was now. I'll start again. Gunn has fielded a number of questions on Threads lately, and one of them seemingly provided a definitive answer as to when Gunn's new DC universe begins. He stated, nothing is canon until Creature Commandos next year, a sort of aperitif to the DCU, and then a deeper dive into the universe with Superman Legacy after that. Don't forget, we've still got Aquaman 2 to come. But that's got nothing to do with it. He added, it's a very human drive to want to understand everything all the time, but I think it's okay to be confused on what's happening in the DCU since no one has seen anything from the DCU yet. Okay, James. There's his X. Change it back to Twitter. Elon, for God's sake. Anyway. He elaborated in a subsequent post, And yes, some actors will be playing characters they've played in other stories, and some plot points might be consistent with plot points from the dozens of films, shows, and animated projects that have come from DC in the past, but nothing is canon until CC and Legacy, or Creature Commandos and Superman Legacy. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Ooh. He went on to reveal that some of the actors that will reprise their roles in the new DCU are, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Jolo, don't know, Maridwenya as Blue Beetle, Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, and John Cena. She's like, that's her role now. She's that Viola Davis as Amanda Waller is akin to Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, isn't it? That that is her role now, isn't it? And John Cena as Peacemaker. Jolo Maridwe, I don't know, will continue playing Blue Beetle in the DCU. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I know, I've just said that. Because somebody here asked, I'm wondering how does the Blue Beetle movie factor in at this point in time? In the past, you said it was included in the new DCU, but some statements are conflicting. Will it have any relation to future projects, i.e. the Booster Gold show? Wink. Somebody else I've never heard of. P.S. Wingrace says he will change it back eventually. It will be Twitter Classic. Probably. Eh. Did he call it X so it fit in with SpaceX? You know, that's all I'm thinking. And it'd be like the official social media platform for when he goes to Mars. I don't know. Gunn would also confirm that Freddie Stromer will reprise his role as Vigilante. Yes, Freddie as Vigilante is still around. I've no idea what they're talking about. Well, that's somebody in Blue Beetle. I've no idea because I've not seen it. Gunn also said that viewers will not need to have watched anything before Creature Commandos to understand what's going on. They said that about Ahsoka season 1. Or you don't have to have watched Rebels, but if you hadn't watched Rebels or Clone Wars, you'd have no idea who any of these characters were. Anyway, a user asked, for any actors' characters returning, will the audience/viewers need to watch anything prior for Creature Commandos to understand what's going on? Is this a clean start here? Point. Clean start point here for all audiences, whatever. But a wink to returning viewers. No, they will not know. Yeah, don't believe you. Vigilante was in Peacemaker, was it? Oh, no, I like Peacemaker, but I can't remember the bloody characters in it. Say, I'm not like you, Wingrace, all-knowing and omnipotent and omniscient and omnipresent. Anyway, Gunn would also be asked by a user, will Season 2 of Peacemaker take place in the new DCU, new continuity, or will it at least be addressed? Yes and yes, Gunn replied. So there might be a caveat that viewers might indeed need to have watched Peacemaker Season 1 in order to know what's going on. In fact, that seemed implied when Gunn made the initial DCU slate announcement at the end of January, where he revealed the Waller series would feature a number of individuals from Peacemaker. He said Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's being created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and the series Watchmen or the film, don't know. And Jeremy Carver, who created, because the series wasn't very good, was it? And Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol. I saw season 1 of Doom Patrol. I really liked it. I actually forgot to watch the others. It is a fantastic story that's out of this world. Also based on Gunn's confirmation that Peacemaker Season 2 will address DCU continuity, there will likely have to be some kind of multiverse explanation, given Peacemaker featured Justice League cameos from Ezra Miller as The Flash and Jason Momoa as Aquaman. The show used stunt doubles for Henry Cavill's Superman and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. It omitted Ben Affleck's Batman and Ray Fisher's Cyborg altogether. It's a black man. And there's the still from it. So it had the Flash and whatever. Clearly, Peacemaker Season 1 was operating in the old DCEU given the cameos, but Gunn is now stating that his new DCU canon does not exist until Creature Commandos, and that you don't even have to watch anything before Creature Commandos. But at the same time, he's saying that Peacemaker Season 2 will address DC continuity despite it being in the old continuity. I hope that's cleared that up. That doesn't even get to the fact that John Cena's Peacemaker was in the Suicide Squad alongside Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, who had a number of run-ins with Affleck's Batman in Suicide Squad. Yeah, she did. It appears Gunn wants to make a smooth break with Superman Legacy, but he is hamstrung himself by greenlighting the Peacemaker spin-off series, Waller, and Creature Commandos, as well as doing a second season of Peacemaker. And it's quite likely those shows were already on the table before the announcement, given they are clearly set within Gunn's Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad niche at DC he had been building out before Warner Brothers Discovery boss David Zaslav tasked him as CEO of DC Studios. Oh, my word. Gunn would be better off scrapping any connection with the old DCEU and starting over. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. And just keep the same actors and characters, but just, it's a new story, a new continuity. What do you make of Gunn claiming Peacemaker Season 2 will address the DCU continuity? It might address it by saying it's a new continuity and everything that came before didn't happen. It could do. It could do, but you never know. Anyway, so there we go. We'll have to wait and see. When is it out? Does it say? Does it say when Peacemaker Season 2's out? Did I read it? I can't remember because I read these and I forget instantly what I've read. Being old. No, I don't think it does say, does it? Does it? I don't think it does say when Peacemaker Season 2's coming out. Have we got a Peacemaker Season 2? What does it say there? What does it say there? This is from the other day. Oh no, that's something else. It's 2023 now, isn't it? Peacemaker Season 2, apparently early 2026. 2026. Unbelievable. it's 3 years away. Well, 2 and a bit years away for a TV series. Bloody hell, knock them out. Get them out of the gate. It'll only be like 10 episodes as well. What takes them so long? I've said this loads of times, and they can still do it now because there are still some series on telly that run like, they come out every year and do like 20 episodes, and they're decent and stuff. But I don't know. It's because they think they're making films. That's all it is. They think they're making little films for TV, which is what they're doing essentially. Instead of just making a TV series, they're making little films for TV, which is why it takes them so long. Anyway. Yeah, I think he said he has to focus on making Superman and all the other things he's doing first. Yeah, well, he wants to get his house in order. Anyway, let's move on. Right, Star Wars next. Another auction. Something else being sold off. We're always doing these lately, aren't we? C-3PO head worn by Anthony Daniels in first Star Wars film, Star Wars, to sell for up to £1 million. £1 million. There's Anthony Daniels with the said head. A C-3PO head worn by Anthony Daniels in the first Star Wars film is expected to fetch up to £1 million when it goes under the hammer next month. The golden headpiece is part of more than an 1,800-piece collection of film and TV memorabilia which will go on sale in London from November 9th to 12th. Run by Prop Store, the auction also features items from franchises including Indiana Jones, James Bond, and The Nightmare on Elm Street, with a total value of the sale estimated to be more than £12 million. So, how much of that will Prop Store be getting? Well, me. The screen matched light up head, which is from Daniel's personal collection and featured in the classic 1977 film Star Wars. Just forget that bit, you don't need to bother about that part. Star Wars is one of the highest valued items in the sale, with an estimated price tag of £500,000 to £1 million. I'm thrilled. Don't ask me what that is in dollars. I don't know. I've no idea. I don't know the exchange rate. Let's try it. Right. £1 sterling equals 1.21 United States dollars. So it'll be $1,210,000 then, won't it? So not that much difference. To be honest. Oh boy. Quote, I'm thrilled that Propstar has agreed to curate my collection, and I trust that the pieces will go into the right hands, said Daniels. If I could do an impression of him, I would. I'm thrilled that the Propstar has agreed to curate my collection, and I trust that the pieces will go into the right hands. I hope this, I'm not to carry on. I hope this can bring pleasure to Star Wars fans and collectors all around the world and give them a chance to own a piece of the real thing. Freddy Krueger's hero glove, worn by Robert Englund during the A Nightmare on Elm Street film series, that's a bit vague, isn't it? Which, is also among the collection, estimated to sell for between 200,000 and 400,000 quid. And that's obviously Indiana Jones's whip, isn't it? It's from Temple of Doom, according to that. A number of items from the Indiana Jones franchise also feature, including a shirt worn by lead actor Harrison Ford, which is predicted to fetch 150 to 300 grand, while the adventurer's bullwhip is estimated to fetch 100 to 200,000 pounds. Leonardo DiCaprio's, sorry, Leo. Leonardo DiCaprio's costume as Jack Dawson in the 1997 classic Titanic, but is at the bottom of the sea. Is also among the lots with an estimated price tag of 100 to 200,000 pounds. How is the whip less than a shirt? I don't know, because maybe it's got his sweat on it, the shirt. Maybe it's all got Harrison Ford's sweat. So that's why. That's why it's more expensive. I forgot where I went now. The shield used by Chris Evans when he starred as Captain America in the 2011 film Captain America: The First Avenger, which is still my favourite one. I love that film. I think it's great. Could fetch 50 to 100,000 pounds when it goes on sale. Items worn or used by Daniel Craig, Jennifer Lawrence, I'd have stuff worn, by Jennifer Lawrence, Marlon Brando, and Cillian Murphy. Also feature in the auction. Stephen Lane, founder and chief executive of Propstar, said, with an impressive number of lots going under the hammer, we have some extraordinary content on offer, including the incredible Anthony Daniels collection. It really is a huge privilege to be offering such a remarkable collection from a true Star Wars legend. And it runs from 9th to 12th, and they haven't given the link. No, they haven't given the link, have they? So we'll have to look that up then, won't we? So I'll get rid of that. And we'll look that up and see if we can find a link for it. Meanwhile, Wingray says, I love that film too. I say, Captain America: First Avenger. It's just a rip-roaring adventure, in it, during the war. It's cool. It's like it is like a war comic put on screen, because you've got Captain America with his shield and stuff and being super ace, and then you've got Nazis with ray guns and massive giant tanks and stuff. It's ace. I wish they put the Rocketeer in it like they originally planned. Did they plan on doing that? That'd have been cool, wouldn't it? That would have been cool. Anyway, I'm supposed to be looking for this prop store link. Right, see if I can find it. Because they don't give a link in that article. Not that I noticed, anyway. Store auction. Is this it? London 2023. There we go. Is there a... oh, there we go. Right. It says upcoming, so we'll look at that. Right, so let's have a look. I'll put this later on. I'll put this in the description. Entertainment Memorabilia Live Auction, London 2023. Well, that's it. Oh, and you can look at the catalogue. You can download it. Featured lots. Oh, look, the remote controlled APC from Aliens, not the actual one. Oh, the see-through thing worn by Joanna Cassidy, the lovely Joanna Cassidy in Blade Runner. You know, it's got blown away, so it's still got all the blood on it. 3PO's head, Commodus's armour, Gladiator, 30 to 60,000 pounds. That all? Bloody hell. I Dream of Genie. See, I've heard of that, but never seen it. I'm lying. I might have seen 1 or 2 episodes. The bullwhip, the thingy. Speaking of Jack Sparrow, as I was earlier, as his cosy from On Stranger Tides, so that's why it's only 100,000. Nobody liked that, did they? Anyway, Joe Johnston directed both movies. Yes, he did. He did The Rocketeer, didn't he? And I thought it would be cool. Yes, it would. Jason X Mask. Yes, it is down there. I'm getting there. Stanley Kubrick's hand-annotated shooting script from The Shining. Some of these are going for... I bet they sell for more than that. You know, they'll get snapped up, won't they? Jason X Mask, which we did in Friday Night Appointment with Fear ages ago. I like Jason X. TIE Fighter pilot helmet from Star Wars. There we go. Jack Dawson's clothes. Obviously, they've dredged the bottom of the Atlantic for those. And is that it? Yeah, that's it. That's just some of them. I think you can download PDF catalog. Oh, it won't let you. Have you got to? Oh, they're available on October 10th. The downloadable catalog. So there we go. So I'll put that link in the description. Just let me remember to copy the bugger. Bear with me. We're live. Bear with me. Where is it? C3PO head worn by Anthony Daniels. Auction link. We'll put that in later. So there we go. So doing a lot of these, aren't we? Recently, these auctions with people selling off the stuff that they've accrued and the films they've been in. This is kind of sad, but I suppose it's got to be done. Anyway, we're back to Doctor Who. Now. Doctor Who. By the way, speaking of Doctor Who, I've probably mentioned this before. I probably mentioned it on Sunday. On my Patreon, hang on. There we go. On my Patreon, I did a video watching Doctor Who, The Terror of the Zygons, the 4th Doctor Tom Baker adventure. So I did that on my Patreon. So if you want to watch that, just me watching it, you know, and you can watch it as well. You know, it's there on screen. You know, I wouldn't get away with it on YouTube, but I think you can get away with it on Patreon for some reason. I don't know why. So that you can watch that on Patreon. So follow the link in the description. Right. Right, where were we? Right, Doctor Who confirmed return of spin-off show. Archmistress says, I am awesome, can confirm. Yes, you are awesome, yes. my lone Patreon or patron or what they call them? The audience member. I don't know what they call them these days. Right, Doctor Who. But that should be a capital, W, shouldn't it? Confirmed return of spin-off show. Russell T Davies, the showrunner of the resurrected Doctor Who, was finally declared that spin-offs are formally in the works. The longest-running science fiction TV programme in the world, Doctor Who, has a promising future. Ncuti Gatwa has been chosen as the 14th Doctor, and Millie Gibson, here we go, has been cast as his new companion, Ruby Sunday. Davis, who oversaw the show's 2005 relaunch, has taken over as showrunner once again. Normally operating on a shoestring budget, well, it did before, not from 2005. It had a pretty decent budget, didn't it, after that? Anyway, Doctor Who is now benefiting from unprecedented co-production and distribution agreements with Bad Wolf Studios and Disney Plus. Yeah, they said they could be up to $8 to $10 million or whatever an episode. Does this mean Doctor Who's going to get too good? But anyway. But it has been, since 2005, it has been pretty good, I must admit. The production values have been, decent, haven't they? Anyway, now that the brand is being marketed as the Whoniverse, speculation about spin-offs have unavoidably increased. Who's that? Well, that's obviously David Tennant. I don't know who that is. A fan? I don't know. Could be somebody super famous for all I know. God knows. Doctor Who spin-off programme rumours have now been addressed head-on by Davis, who has confirmed they are actually in the works. In an interview with GQ, Gentleman's Quarterly magazine, he expresses his opinion that Doctor Who is ready for the next stage, which is reportedly only feasible with a larger budget. Well, which they've got, haven't they? Apparently. I think that guy's the host of the new After Show. Oh, right, I don't know. I never watched them. Never watch them. Never watch them. I never watched the Walking Dead after shows. I never watched the Star Trek ones, because I don't think you can get them over here. But I did know. I'm lying. When Star Trek Discovery first started, and they used to do the Star Trek After Trek, or whatever the hell they called it, I used to watch those because they were on Netflix. I used to watch those, but only because they were on Netflix. Anyway, Stephen Powell. Oh, right. That name rings a bell. Anyway, it's starting to seem like Davis's relaunch of Doctor Who in 2005 should only be viewed as the proof of concept, and his return represents the realization of the dream. In the same interview with GQ magazine, Davis mentions that many of his projects have been in the works for many years, and that his vision for Doctor Who in particular was constrained by wholly understood financial restraints. This implies that viewers should review Davis's initial run because the patterns will be similar. There, it's fascinating to note that one spin-off catered to all series fans by resurrecting beloved friend Sarah Jane Smith, who was portrayed by the late Elizabeth Sladen. Was it Sladen? I never know how to pronounce it. But anyway, who is in that Doctor Who and the Terror of the Zygons, and she's great in it. Of course, she's great in everything. And a very sad loss. We're only 60. No age, is it? While another grew out of contemporary tales. The most sinister, what does that mean? While another grew out of contemporary tales. The most sinister spin-off of Doctor Who, Torchwood, was directed towards adult viewers. And there were Class as well. Don't forget Class. I think that just ran for one season, didn't it? But it were okay. It wasn't bad. Were Class. Set in a school. It were okay. This is Aiden's making noises. What are you making noises for? Well, come down here then, and I'll open it for you. Well, come. Oh, just bear with me. Hang on. I'll be back in a moment. I'm back. Aiden's got a bit of a cold, and I've got him them things you shove up your nose, go menthol. He couldn't get it open. Pardon me. Right, where were I? Right, what Doctor Who spin-offs could Davis be planning? This is consistent with earlier remarks about Davis's plan for Doctor Who. He was enthusiastically talking about how the franchise may be expanded in the age of streaming as early as January 2021, well before his return as showrunner was made public knowledge. He offered spin-offs like the Nissa Adventures. What Nissa? A Peter Davidson person. I can't remember the actress. I can see her in my head, but I can't remember the actress. Which would pair up the 10th and 11th Doctors in a 10-part limited series. He was alluding to a legendary Doctor Who companion, yeah, Nissa. She wore like crushed velvet jackets and stuff. That's all I remember about her. Anyway, however, this is the first time Davis has tackled the topic of spin-offs explicitly, demonstrating that they are in fact taking place. Additionally, because his remarks from January 2021 also alluded to Catherine Tate's Donna Noble's return, this has now been confirmed as part of Doctor Who's 60th anniversary festivities. Those statements have acquired much greater significance. That's it, yeah. So there we go. So, Nissa Adventures, that'd be interesting, but she wasn't exactly, super popular, was she, with Nissa? It's not like Leela or Perry. They were popular for the dads, weren't they? They were companions for the dads, were Leela and Perry. But anyway, I liked Romana. I thought Romana were a good companion. Because she was essentially the Doctor's equal, wasn't she? Now they've all got to be the Doctor's equal. Because everybody's the same. Nobody's better than anybody else. Anyway, so there you go. So maybe we'll get some more spin-offs. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think we'll be getting another Class, though. Like I said, that only went for one season. I don't think anybody watched it. I think they only showed it in the UK on like BBC Three. And I don't think it was ever shown again. I don't even know if it's available on, the iPlayer or anything like that. I've no idea. No idea. Anyway, let's move on. What's next? Right. GTA 6 gaming news. Hang on. Maybe they can use you for more ideas. Yeah, like they did before. Bloody Neil Gaiman. Stealing my ideas. Buggers. Anyway, if a Space 1999 show appears, set in the year 2099, where the moon doesn't get blasted out of Earth orbit, but is like transported in a, I forgot how I described it. I did a script about it that's on my mercuryrapids.co.uk website. If that happens, then people are definitely stealing my stuff. Anyway, where were we? Oh, maybe I'm just mental and I just think people are stealing my stuff. Right, gaming news. GTA 6 release date rumours have reached peak insanity. Multiverse Moon. No, it wasn't a multi. It was just like a different form of. It like jumped to other locations. Just let me get rid of that a minute while I talk about this. In my script, it like jumped to other locations. And instead of it just being blown out of orbit and just traveling endlessly, it like went on a. It was a machine. They found this alien machine on the moon. I forgot what they called it now. I can't remember what they called it, but they found this alien machine. It was to do with the what race Maya was. I forgot what they called her race now. My brain stopped working. But they found this machine, and it transported. They activate it, and it transported the moon to this other place. And it turned out the moon was on a set trajectory of so many jumps to different places until it got back to Earth. And I think at the end, I worked out. I did a pilot script for the pilot, and then I did a synopsis for episodes for season 1. I think by the end of season 1, I think it got back to Earth, but Earth was devastated because the moon had gone, and I think it were lifeless or whatever. So they just carried on going. I think they did something to the machine, and it just started. Instead of doing a set pattern, it just started leaping randomly, so the moon went different places. That's how season 1 ended. I just called it Moonbase Alpha. I didn't call it Space 1999. I called it Moonbase Alpha. Anyway, it's on my mercuryrapids.co.uk website somewhere. You have to go digging. Anyway, right, where were we? Right, gaming. GTA 6. Release date rumours have reached peak insanity. Humans used to look at the moon, coincidentally, and see hope, adventure, and the manifestation of their inner wonder. Now they're seeing GTA 6 release date rumours. I mean, how long is it since GTA 5 came out? Maybe it'll say in here. I don't know. But it's like been forever, hasn't it? In some ways, the wait for Grand Theft Auto 6's release, or even just its reveal and release date, has been a plague on gaming. Millions and millions of fans are rightfully excited for the next GTA game. However, you sometimes get the sense that GTA 6 is the only game that legions of GTA bros truly care about. That desire for one game and one game only has sparked a fervour that has only grown wilder and more powerful in the 10 plus years since GTA 5's release. Did it come out on the Xbox 360 originally? I think it did, didn't it? And the PS3. I'm sure it did. Anyway, nah, we aren't in a simulation. How do you know? Maybe we are. It seems like every month, if not every week, brings some new leak or rumour regarding GTA 6's release or reveal. Some of those reports, like leaked development footage, there's a link if you want to follow that was released last year, are genuine and substantial. Most are utter nonsense. By the way, did I say? I know we're near the end now, but all the links are in the are in the description down below. And when I'm done, I'll put timestamps in as usual. GTA 5 was 2013. Yes, like I say, it's been out forever, hasn't it? They keep upgrading it, don't they, for each new console. I think I've got it for the PS4. I haven't got it for the PS5. Did I get it for the PS4? I don't know. I can't remember. I know I've only played it through once anyway, on whichever console I got it for. It was probably the 360, to be completely honest. I can't remember. Anyway, where were we? Most are utter nonsense that are too often elevated by those looking to exploit the interest of GTA 6 fans, who are rapidly turning into some of the most prolific online conspiracy theorists, which is no small feat. However, the latest GTA 6 release date rumour may be the craziest yet. Mind you, that's not because it's the most absurd. Absurd. If you're posh, the S has got to become a Z for some reason. I don't know why. The most absurd, but rather because you too might just be desperate enough for a GTA 6 update to kind of buy into it. This particular rumour started when Rockstar released this promotional image for GTA Online's Moon Festival update. Something I think I played once, GTA Online, and never bothered with it again. Maybe I should try it again. Right, so what we're looking at, I presume they will describe it. So that we've got a moon, and this is the Vinewood sign, isn't it? Which were in San Andreas, wasn't it? So yes, it is set there, isn't it? Yes, it is set in that town, isn't it? Anyway, if you are like many GTA fans, you may have noticed that the Vinewood sign in that photo is framed in such a way as to isolate the letters V and I. Oh, yes, it does. Yeah. Also, O. V and I form the Roman numeral 6. Well, VI 6. GTA games have long used Roman numerals in their titles. Put these simple pieces together and you'll understand why this photo got some thinking of GTA 6 or GTA Vi. However, some fans weren't content with accepting this as a coincidence or playful nod. Instead, they began to put together other pieces of a puzzle that likely never existed to begin with. Most notably, some looked at the design of the moon in that photo and noticed that it resembled a moon phase that was scheduled to occur in early October. Others began tracking the history of prior Rockstar reveals for additional information. Put it all together, and you end up with this. And there's an X. Oh, sorry. Here we go. The theory on how GTA 6 may be announced on Tuesday. Where do we start? Right. There's the 6. GTA Vice City 6. Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. That's when that moon phase is going to be gibbous. I believe the word is gibbous phase. All Red Dead and GTA games have been announced on Tuesdays, especially October. There you go. So that's what that is. So there you go. So that's the. It's like that board, isn't it? You know, off that TV show, that film, whatever the hell it was, with all the interconnected lines. It's one of those, isn't it? Right. So that blatant 6 visual and the position of the moon and the history of prior Rockstar reveals clearly means that GTA 6 will be revealed today, October 3rd, 2023, which was yesterday. Of course, that hasn't happened as of the time of this writing, and at the risk of sounding cynical, it isn't going to happen. Indeed, some are already confirming that the initial speculation was incorrect and that GTA 6. I think I found this yesterday, and I haven't checked today. Let's see if it's. Let's have a look. GTA 6. See if it's been announced. Let's all filters. No, not filters. Tools. Past 24 hours, right? GTA 6 release date reveal. Is it? No, I think that's just something else. No, this is just the Daily Express just doing what this article's saying. I think. Yeah. So, no, I don't think there has been a reveal. I don't think there has. So let me just check again. Just double check. Go away, Daily Express. Bugger off. GTA 6 intro gameplay trailer from GTA Central 6 hours ago.
Today we have now received official teasers from Rockstar Games related to the official release date of Grand Theft Auto 6 you won't want to miss here in today's video.
Is this real? Sorry, I know you can't see it, you just heard it. Pardon me. Yeah, that's from 6 hours ago. Oh, so is this a thing? So is it right then? I'm all confused. Right, okay. Well, we'll look at that in a minute then. I'll carry on with this article from yesterday, and then we'll carry on, and I'll drag that over, and we'll have a look at that. How's it go on for? I'm not watching it for 8 minutes. I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused. GTA 6 trailer countdown there from Twitter. I don't know. It's the internet. Everything on the internet is a lie. So I don't know. Where were we? Indeed, some are already confirming that the initial speculation was incorrect and that GTA 6 will actually be revealed later this month due to an initial misreading of the tea leaves. At the risk of sounding cynical yet again, that also probably isn't going to happen. For quite some time, I thought the entire GTA 6 leak scene was a little sad. However, this latest rumour has made me see it as more of a tragedy. But not if that's true, what I've just seen. I'm dead confused here. I am dead confused. I don't know if it's real or not. Because none of them are from websites that I know. Game is hard, DNA India. You know, the only one I know is Daily Express. But that's not really renowned for its gaming scoops. Game bomb. UK snack attack. I mean, if it's on like IGN or something like that, you think fair enough, wouldn't you? But no, it's not. So I think it's not happening. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. Right, so we're sad then. If it weren't for statements regarding those leaks and some incredibly vague references to the idea that there will indeed be a sixth major GTA game, Rockstar would have pretty much been radio silent about that project for over a decade now. Previously, the longest we had to wait for a new GTA game was the 5-year gap between GTA 4 and GTA 5. Mind you, Rockstar still filled that time with DLC expansions and official updates. In the 10 plus years since GTA 5's release, we've gotten a ton of GTA Online updates, which I think they've been focusing on, haven't they? Wingris says, if it has happened, it's made no splash in the community at all. No, not apart from that. I just did a search for GTA 6 and did last 24 hours, and I said there were just websites that I'd never heard of. There's some YouTube videos as well, but let's say it could be nonsense. Probably is. Well, DLC, blah, 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 GTA Online updates and some GTA 5 ports, and barely an official nod towards what will likely be the biggest video game release ever. Yeah. Granted, we did get the exceptional Red Dead Redemption 2, which I've still not finished, during that decade window, but even all that time, great game barely. Oh, sorry, but even that all-time great game barely quenched the fire sparked by the seemingly simple question, where is GTA 6? During that time, we've seen a small army of leakers, fans, and even major websites capitalise on the growing hunger for any GTA 6 update by legitimising even the most blatantly false rumours and contributing to an ongoing campaign of disinformation. Then again, that's how these often unhealthy online movements start. What were once clearly ludicrous attempts to generate interest based on lies or perhaps just jokes have become seemingly legitimate reveals in the minds of many who are increasingly desperate for something to latch onto. Yet, knowing all of that, I can still look at that image above and see what so many fans want to see. That's largely because the wait for some kind of official and meaningful update on the progress of GTA 6 has officially become absurd. Ooh. I'm thrilled for those who continue to enjoy GTA Online after all these years. If you are no longer or have never been in that camp, which is me, though, then you too are likely becoming increasingly susceptible to GTA 6 leaks and rumours, simply because it has become impossible to believe that we've really gone this long without a new GTA game or even something official worth looking forward to about that title. When will GTA 6 be released? If you really want to know, publisher Take-Two recently stated during an investor call that development of the title is underway and strongly suggested GTA 6 could debut in time to positively impact the company's fiscal 2025 earnings, which could put its release between October 2024 and September 2025, or perhaps earlier, depending on the long-term plans for the game. However, the honest answer to that question remains nobody knows for sure when it's ready. While it's comforting to know that GTA 6 has been afforded the resources and development time too many other games are often denied, it is still tragic to realise that misinterpreted readings of a digital picture of a moon are starting to offer as valid of a cause for excitement as Rockstar and Take-Two have seen fit to grant fans who are seemingly in desperate need of some kind of acknowledgement. Why don't they just release information? I don't understand why there's so much secrecy. Just release something just to satiate the fans and say, yes, we're working on it. Here's some, some stills or whatever, just so that there's clues for fans to go. I mean, maybe this is a clue. I don't know. But anyway. But we will see. I'd probably get it. I've only played GTA 5 once, all the way through. The what they call it, the missions and stuff, and obviously when you've done that, you can still explore and all that, can't you? But see, I've only done it once, and never bother with it again. And I tried GTA Online, I think once, and never bothered with it again. I'm not really much of a gamer, to be honest. If you watch my Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag playthroughs, then you know that I'm not much of a gamer. I was going to start playing Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I might wait until I've finished Assassin's Creed 4. Maybe. Anyway, right, so let's move on. Right, I think we've... hang on. Wingus, I've never been a big fan of the GTA games. Red Dead, though, played that 100%. Yeah, the first one, I loved the first one. I think I've played that twice, I think, from beginning to end. And Undead Nightmare. But I was always sad that they never did. I kept mentioning it on on Tinternet. I kept saying, why don't they do, hashtag whoever did it, Rockstar Games. Why didn't they do a Valley of Guanji DLC? You go to Mexico because they even have that rock thing, like a rock bridge thing. Like you see one of those in the Valley of Guanji, one of my favourite films. Why didn't they do a Valley of Guanji DLC for Red Dead Redemption where you go into a lost valley and there's dinosaurs in it? It'd have been cool. But they never did. And I don't think they did it in Red Dead Redemption 2 either. I don't know. I haven't played it. I've started it, but not got very far. I think trouble is with it, I think it's too big, is Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it suffers from what Assassin's Creed Unity and Assassin's Creed, the other one, the one in London, they suffered from it. The maps, it were too big. There were too much to do. And it kind of put me off. It was a bit overwhelming. But anyway. Right, what's next? Right, what am I doing? Right, here we go. Seeing as it's Spooktober, we're nearly at the end. Hang on. Yeah, I've heard you've spent too much time on chores and work on Red Dead 2. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, you got to keep your horse in tip-top condition or something, haven't you? I haven't got that far into it, to be honest, yet. But I said I started it, but I didn't get very far. I may go back to it. At some point because it looks nice. It's a lovely looking game. But the first one is one of those games in it that's like almost perfect. And anyway, right. It's games like Red Dead Redemption that make me think: are these worlds that they create actual living worlds? Because you watch, you can just like sit in it and just not do anything, just watch the world go on around you, and there's like birds flying about and creatures running by, and I'm thinking somebody's programmed that. Somebody's programmed that, but somebody's probably spent ages, months probably, doing a little computer program saying this bird is going to fly past at this particular time, or randomly, or whatever. And I was thinking, that attention to detail that a lot of people don't often think about with these big computer games. That makes me sound old, doesn't it? Computer games. God. Anyway, right, Spooktober. Last two things we're doing. One's an article about The Exorcist, and then we're doing a ghost video. One of my favourite ghost videos. It's probably not a ghost, but I do like it. But first up, The Exorcist. Right, here we go. The Exorcist Believer gets horrifying reviews after studio gambled $400 million for rights. This is why I'm reading this, because I saw that headline. I thought, what? Anyway, this is why Hollywood's going down the drain, because they're just burning money, aren't they? The first film in an ambitious planned horror trilogy is being read last rights by critics after Universal shelled out $400 million for the rights alone, but could strong box office tracking make the studio's faith pay off? If it does, it doesn't matter about the reviews, is it? As long as it gets bums on seats, if people go see it, reviews, to hell with the reviews. I don't think it looks particularly good, to be honest. Anyway, so I think they're missing the point. They always make them up to look like, demonic faces, like, obviously Regan in The Exorcist. But a lot of people forget she didn't have a demonic face. Her scars and stuff on her face were caused by herself, apparently. That's how it's supposed to look. She wasn't possessed by a demon that were making her look like that. She'd done it to herself. But anyway, sorry, going back to gaming for a minute. I mean, it's a pedigree franchise, but it isn't really an original title. Oh, you're on about this now, sorry. Exorcist. They could make the same film without the name. Yeah. Yep. Where were I? Yeah, the Regan. She didn't have a demonic appearance. Apparently, they did tests, didn't they? If you watch the documentaries about it, they did like screen tests of it and tried to make her look wicked and evil and all that. And she ended up looking like a witch or whatever. And then they said, well, just have her looking like she's been scratching her face and stuff like that, as though she's some sort of demented, out of her mind sort of thing. She's scratched all her face, and they've all gone. She's got like infected and all that, and that's why she looks like she does. But in this, they've just made them look like this. They've just got demonic faces, haven't they? Yeah, scratches on, but why are they all puffed up and weird looking? Don't know. Anyway, right. From a business perspective, at least, The Exorcist Believer is suddenly looking scary. I say, I'm not going to see it, but I'll give it a look when it's on streaming. The first film in a planned horror trilogy, Exorcist Believer, is getting rather poor reviews, scoring only a 27% average on Rotten Tomatoes. It's hardly unusual for Exorcist films to leave critics unimpressed. The franchise may have launched with William Friedkin's acclaimed 1973 classic, but none of its 4 previous sequels received much acclaim. I remember my brother going to see the first one back in the day. When I was a kid, how will I be then? 6. I would have been 6 years old. Might have been 7. I don't know, but I don't know exactly when it came to the UK. But I remember my brother going to see it. He'll have probably been underage because he'll have been about 15 or 16 at the time, and I think it were an X film. So he had to be 18, but he didn't go see it. I remember him coming home and telling me mum about it, and telling her all the horrible stuff that went on. That's just stuck with me. Anyway, right. I forgot what I want now. There we go. But Exorcist Believer trailer below. Oh, there it is. Well below, isn't it? Isn't just another sequel. Universal reportedly paid a head-spinning, see what they did there, $400 million for the rights to the franchise in 2021, and Believer needs to generate enough momentum to help launch 2 more sequels. Excuse me. The film had been tracking... Oh, I don't think I can drink. By the way, The Exorcist is, the first one is, a true classic, and I've been wondering whether to do it on a Friday night appointment with Thea, or is that just too obvious a film to do? I don't know. Same with The Shining. I'm not a huge fan of The Shining. It's a film I more respect than like, but same with Blade Runner. Anyway. But yeah, I was wondering whether to do The Exorcist, And I think Exorcist 3 is overrated. People bang on about that's amazing, but I don't think it is. Exorcist 2 is just mental. And the other ones, Exorcist The Beginning, it's Exorcist The Beginning and Dominion, which are basically the same film, but with different directors. I don't know. That's a film in of itself. Were okay. Both of the films were okay in their own way, but anyway, whatever. Right, the film has been tracking for a good weekend opening, a potential franchise best actually of $30 million to $35 million. It's unclear if the reviews which were published today will impact ticket sales. Horror films are often review proof. Yes, people will go see it anyway, won't they? The tracking... hang on. Do the Stephen King version of The Shining. People probably don't do that one. Yeah, that's a TV version, isn't it? But then again, I've done Salem's Lot, haven't I? That's a TV movie. I haven't seen it, to be honest. I haven't seen the Stephen King one. I haven't got it. Anyway. It's supposed to be closer to the book, isn't it? And he likes that one. Anyway, where were we? The tracking is on par with the opening of Universal's recently released The Nun 2. Yet, as producer Jason Blum pointed out to IndieWire in March, The Exorcist Believer needs to generate some head-spinning box office returns. So it's produced by Jason Blum, who's famous for doing low-budget films, but yet Universal splashed out 400 million for the rights alone, and then handed it off to Jason Blum to make low-budget films versions of it. Because I bet it doesn't have a massive budget. Let's have a look. See if it says Exorcist the Believer budget. Let's see. I bet it's not a lot. But it's 10 million or less. Oh, it didn't. It's quite high, actually. More than I expected. 30 million. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it being less than 10. But anyway. Sorry, you can only use head spinning as a pun once. They ruined it. Did they use it again? I wasn't paying any attention. Yes, their head spinning box office returns. Yes. They did it twice, didn't they? See, you're paying attention. I'm reading it and I'm not paying attention. Anyway. I forgot what I want. Blum's 2018. I'll start that again. Yet, as producer Jason Blum pointed out to IndieWire in March, The Exorcist Believer needs to generate some head-spinning box office returns. Blum's 2018 reboot of the Halloween franchise, which, like Believer, was also directed by David Gordon Green, and it were all right. You know, they were nothing special though, were it really? I hate Halloween Ends. Bloody hate that film. I liked Halloween Kills. But Halloween Ends one bloody awful, terrible film. The worst Halloween film, in my opinion. I think it's awful. Anyway, opened to $77 million. The risk, and it's on a $30 million budget, which it's nothing these days, is it? But for Jason Blum, it's quite a lot. I mean, Megan, which is kind of effects heavy-ish. I think that only had a budget of like $13 million or something like that. But so he usually gets a lot from little money. So $30 million surprised me, to be honest. So it'd have to make 100 million, wouldn't it, to get his money to break even, which it probably will. Right, the riskiest movie I've ever made for sure is not out yet, said Blum. Megan, Get Out, the Black Phone. Didn't like Get Out. Black Phone were all right. Who is regarded as the most prolific and successful horror hitmaker working today. It's The Exorcist, just because it's so expensive. So it's probably his most expensive film, isn't it? Usually the bar to success on everything we do, because it's inexpensive, is incredibly low. For The Exorcist, it's high. The film centres on Victor Fielding, Leslie Odom Jr., whose daughter, Lydia Jewett, and her friend, Olivia Markham, that the actors are the character name, I don't know, become possessed. Ellen Burstyn also returns to the franchise in her first appearance since the original film. Double the possession, half the fun, snarked the New York Times. The AV Club gave it a D grade, saying film is a grab bag of half-baked ideas that never coalesce into a coherent theme or a reason to exist. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? Have they done an actual follow-up to Season of the Witch? Why not try that? You mean Halloween 3? Season of the Witch. It'd be good to see the aftermath, wouldn't it? Of I forgot his name now. The Irish fella, I forgot his bloody name now. The aftermath of what he did with his masks and stuff, because it ended on a apocalyptic note, didn't it? Flash. Anyway, yeah, it'd be interesting, that, wouldn't it? But there won't. But I think the film at the time, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, people didn't like it, did they? I've always liked it, but people didn't like it because it didn't have Michael Myers in. But why is it called Halloween? Because it's set at Halloween, you div. And they were wanting to turn Halloween into an anthology series with a different story every Halloween, weren't they? Not connected to each other. But anyway. But that's by the by. We're talking about The Exorcist now. Right, so where were we? Another critic even called Believer the worst horror film of the year, despite Odom's brilliance. There are a few positive notices too, with The Guardian and Empire among them. The reviews follow the latest offering in the low-budget Saw franchise, Lionsgate's Saw X, scoring 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, and A24's similarly modestly produced horror title Talk to Me, which is pretty good. Not brilliant, but it's okay. Getting a 94% fresh rating, which is quite a lot. It's more than I'd have given it. I think we might be in that nostalgia zone where people would love it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say when it came out, people didn't like it, but in recent years, I forgot to mention this. Tell you, forget things. It's more favourably looked upon, isn't it now? Is Halloween 3. And it's something, I think it's something of a classic. Right, where were we? Talk to Me got 94% fresh rating, which is a lot. I mean, it's okay, it's Talk to Me, but not 94% okay. Pardon me. And apparently Saw X, is getting really good reviews. But I like all the Saw films. If you watch them back to back, it's a really good story, really, because they're all interconnected and stuff, and people seem to forget that. They think, oh, it's just torture porn. It's not. If you watch it and watch the story and all the ins and outs, it's quite convoluted and complicated. And it's I find them interesting. Anyway. Yet neither title came close to a $30 million domestic opening weekend like his predictor for Believer, and was scored by The Nun 2, which received only a 52% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Director Green has been attached to direct the next film, The Exorcist Deceiver. What's the last one going to be called? Does it tell us? No, I don't think it does. Believer, Deceiver, Receiver. I don't know. The Director Green has been attached to direct the next film, The Exorcist Deceiver, which is planned for 2025, and the third as yet untitled film. See, I don't pay attention, do I? And the third as yet untitled film. In the Hollywood Reporter's review, critic David Rooney predicted any love you had for David Gordon Green's attempt to reanimate John Carpenter's game-changing Halloween franchise will probably more or less correspond to your feelings about The Exorcist Believer. Right. I thought his Halloween film was okay, and that's about it. I know I'm dumb. I've never seen the first Saw, but I've seen 2 to 6. Ha ha. Oh, right. I like them all. I'm obviously some are better than others, but I like them all. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it. The ins and outs and people coming back and the timeline as well it goes back and forth in the timeline. It's not a straight line. Anyway, where were we? The new Exorcist sequels might be less dependent on the first entry being a major hit than other franchises, like, for example, superhero movies, because fans are accustomed to horror movie franchises being hit or miss, and the Exorcist brand goes back decades. The prospect of Believer potentially underperforming has to bring to mind the spectre of another expensive attempt by Universal to launch a multi-film horror-inspired franchise. It's called Dark Universe, classic monsters franchise, which kicked off with 2017's The Mummy reboot starring Tom Cruise. Yes, Alex Kurtzman's The Mummy, which killed the Dark Universe before it had even started. Although some people suggest that, is it Dracula, is it Reborn? I can't remember what they call it now. That Dracula film with him from the Hobbit films. I forgot his name. Which I've not seen. I've got it on DVD somewhere, but I've still not got around to watching it. But that one, some suggest that were the first in the Dark Universe, but it wasn't. Dracula Untold, that's what I'm thinking of. But I haven't seen it. But no, the Mummy was supposed to be the first film, so it had Dr. Jekyll in it as well, Russell Crowe's Dr. Jekyll, and it was rubbish. It was rubbish. lots of stuff going on screen and exciting and all that. Tom Cruise doing his, trademark stunts and stuff. But it just wasn't very good, and it killed off the Dark Universe before it even started. How Alex Kurtzman keeps getting work in Hollywood, I have no idea. Wingrace says, I wish they would make more Cube films too. I think I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen the others because it's speaking of Cube. The first one was directed by, I can't remember his bloody name. I can't see it right, it's too small. Oh dear. That's it, Vincenzo Natali. He directed the first Cube film, and he directors. Oh, you can't see. Can't see. He directed that as well, which is a great film there, Splice, which we're going to be doing in the future on Appointment with Fear. I like Vincenzo Natali. He's done a lot of TV work as well, but he's done a few films, and he usually has David Hewlett in his films of Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis fame. But yeah, but I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen the others, but I like the first one. I haven't seen Splice since it came out. It's been a while since I've watched it, to be honest, so I'm looking forward to that. But I do remember liking it, which is why I bought the bugger. It is a good film. I liked it. Anyway, with Believers box office tracking positive, however, all the critics' barbs might not matter. Still, Universal executives might want to say a few prayers. And there's the trailer. We won't watch the trailer. Because I don't think it looks very good. But, it might be. I don't know. I just don't like the look of them. They just look like they've contracted some disease that makes your face puff up rather than they're possessed by demons. But anyway, whatever. Right. We'll leave that there. And finally, it's time for a ghost video because it's Spooktober. And this is one of my favourite videos. It's only short, 22 seconds. It's not the best quality. I've looked around for a better one. I think this is about the best one I've found. It's a short one. It's called The Ghost of the Barton Mansion. I don't know if you've heard of it. I think I saw it on, the Bravo channel. I think there's like 100, no, not 100, but the scariest ghost caught on tape or something like that. And I saw that. And it's probably just a fella in a cloak. But for some reason, I really like it. But so here we go. I'll share this. I'll do it full screen. I've put the link for the YouTube vid. Hang on, where are we? Sorry. Before we go, they should hire Anya Taylor-Joy. That's her from the Vivitch, who I was trying to think of that Aidan likes, for a Splice remake. Haha. Yes, she does look a bit like was it Dren, doesn't she? Because her eyes are a bit far apart. I can't say anything. I've noticed my eyes are far apart. Maybe I'm an alien. My mate says I'm an alien, but because I've got a lot of little quirky body issues. So he says I'm not of this earth. Anyway, so yes, it'll be interesting, even if you were just joking. Right, this video. Right, off we go. There you go. As you can see, it's not best quality. I'll just play it, and we'll go back and look at the ghost in full. So I'll mute myself. Does it matter? No, well, sorry. Perhaps we are all aliens. Yes, we're from Mars originally. We're all from Mars originally. And we located to Earth when Mars were rendered uninhabitable. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Right. Ghosts.
Cover my back, all right. What the hell's that? That on the floor. Right there.
There we go. There you go. That's the Barton Mansion ghost. That's it. Always makes me laugh. It's, as you can see, as they come round. Can you do it a frame at a time? No, it doesn't do it a frame, does it? Does it 5 seconds? A frame at a time. Fuse. Yeah. Yeah, they're looking round and they see a figure emerging from a doorway, as we can see here. There we go. A big figure in white, seemingly holding a lantern. There we go. There you go. In a big white, like a white cloak or something. But, and then they run away shrieking. And I've no idea. It's probably just a fella in a sheet or something, isn't it? It's potato quality. Yes. Ghost. Like, let's get out of this spooky mansion, Scoob. Yeah. That's what it's like, isn't it? But I do like this video. It's one of my favourites. And it's cool. I did actually, there was a web page. I've tried looking for it since and I can't find it, but it might still be out there. I did find a web page about the Barton Mansion, this house. It could, as I said, everything on the internet is a lie, so it could be wrong. But whoever owned this were renovating it, and they said this room here, the ghost allegedly comes out of. You just make out a bit of a face there. Maybe that's a bit of pareidolia. Don't know. But it's supposed to be like this, a little, not even a cupboard. It's like just a little inset or something, like no bigger than that. You know, there's no room for somebody to hide in there. Because they went up and we saw the doorway, didn't we? There's nobody in it. But as I said, I don't know. I'm open for it to. I hope it's a real ghost, but I don't think it is. But it is one of my favourites. Let's watch it again one more time. Just this bit.
Right there.
It makes me laugh. It does. It makes me laugh. Oh, and just a little bit of camera chicanery going on there, just as the go out. Is anything else happening there? Did we get another view? No, it's just the stairs as they're running down. Speaking of Scooby-Doo, Don Knotts was in a few episodes of that as himself. See, I might have even seen him in it and not known who he was or the reference. But anyway, right. Get rid of that. We'll leave it there. That's it for tonight. God, bloody hell, it's a long show tonight, isn't it? Blimey. I was looking at my stories and thinking, you know, my articles I picked. I thought, there's not many tonight. It's going to be a quick show. 2 hours. Unbelievable. I better check and make sure we're still going, aren't I? Yes, we're still going on YouTube. You know, as we're at the end. Any messages on Rumble? No comments. Nobody in the live chat. And of course, that mysterious man from Twitch is there. Right. Nothing to be sorry about. It's cool. It's cool. And yes, you take care as well. And if Joshua's still around, Joshua Temple popped in earlier on. Thanks for popping in. It was cool. If you're still there, you know, thanks for staying. Right. So we'll leave it there. Right. So what's coming up next? What we're on Wednesday, Friday night. Appointment with Fear is on Friday. This week we're doing Event Horizon. What's after that? Then there'll be my Sunday news stream. My Sunday news stream, and then on Monday, next week's Magnificent Monday, is Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. I absolutely adore this film. It's one of my favourite films of all time. I love that film. Oh, he's still there, look. He's still there. You all stay cool and stay safe. Yes, you do too. And don't be bothering any mountain lions for your sporran. Leave them be. Leave them in the wild. Wingris says, very final short trick dropped today. Yes, I watched it just before we started this show. It was fine. I quite liked it. Bit of singing in it. It was amusing. You know, it was a bit meta as well, wasn't it? Because it was referencing, using the Lower Decks character to reference the 50th anniversary of the animated series. But, you know, it was fine. So, you know, whatever. I don't take them seriously. Some people get really upset about them, don't they? Like Dave Cullen gets really upset about it. And I can understand why, but, you know, I'm not one of those anymore, Mel. Not to do with something like that anyway, because it's obviously not to be taken seriously, is it? I only hunt them if they're hunting me. Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. There's self-defense. But won't kill an animal I don't harvest. Very good. Very good. Where were we? Right. Anyway, so that hang on. Wingris says they don't upset me. They just feel like a waste. At least this felt more like a celebration. Yeah, it did. It did actually. And they all made friends at the end. It started off where they were arguing about which were the best animated series. They all had a sing song, and they all made friends at the end. Didn't they? So it was fine, you know. Don't take it seriously. If it were live action and supposed to be in canon, then they'd be kicking off. But it's not. Or if it were animated and supposed to be in canon, like Lower Decks, as you know, I've cooled to, I'm not as, I used to hate Lower Decks, and now I really enjoy it. So there you go. So I can change my mind. Right, where were we? Oh yes, Sky Captain is on Monday, and then next Friday, not this Friday, doing Event Horizon this Friday, but the Friday after, Friday the 13th, we're doing a Friday the 13th film. Which one is it going to be? Well, I've already advertised it. It's not the first one. In fact, it's the 8th one. Jason Takes Manhattan, which I really like. It gets a critical pasting because it is stupid, but I really like it. I mean, it might have been one of the earlier ones that I saw, to be honest, which maybe is why I've got a soft spot for it. But it might not be. I don't know. Anyway, interesting. They only brought Saru in from Disco era. Did they? I can't remember now. Did they? I do remember mentioning Disco, but I can't remember what happened because it was that quick, wasn't it? That I don't remember what happened. Never mind. But they were fine. The Star Trek, very short treks or whatever, whatever. They were fine. Right. I'm going to leave it there now. I'm surprised Aidan hasn't said he's hungry, but he hasn't. But I'm going to sort something out to eat and then watch something interesting. I've been watching The Continental, which is really good. I don't know. I'm waiting for episode 3. I don't know what day it comes out on. I've watched the first 2 and thought they were really, really good. And I'm waiting for episode 3 now. That's on Amazon, in case you're wondering. So anyway, right, whatever. Right, we'll leave it there. I'm going to go now. So thanks, Winnie Grace. Thanks, Josh Temple. My brother didn't pop in today, did he? He hates me. My brother popped in during Magnificent Mondays, Sword and the Sorcerer. I don't know how long he stayed, but he was there. So thanks, Win Grace. Thanks, Joshua. I'm just making sure nobody else popped in. I didn't notice. Obviously, Archmage Frey, that mysterious man from Twitch. But you never see Win Grace and Archmage Frey in the same room together, not saying anything. Anyway. Right, so I'm going now. So thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll say this.